Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again with a follow-up video, just a bit of endgame action on the Trickster Instack Wildstrike, and I'm just here to sing its praises about how it was defensively or overall as an overall package, probably one of the best characters I've ever played. I said earlier in the league that the Energy Blade build was the best build I've ever played, and it's probably still true as an overall package. This one has a lot more strengths in the defensive side, but a few more weaknesses in the offensive side, but it's really going to be up to whatever you kind of choose to focus more on. I think they could easily have cases for strongest character I've ever played. And this one in general just felt like an absolute dream to map with and then take into pretty heavy encounters like the Feared, like any of those four-ways, like Alk and Go situations where there's lots of damage mods or just uncomfortable shit, and even Simulacrum, which it provided me two Simulacrums that I've done, both of them deathless all the way through to wave 30 back to back, and it was comfortable. Like, we're not talking I was struggling or anything, we're talking I was basically standing around face tanking the entire time, and it was just clean. And that said, you could actually make this a much bigger offensive beast if you really wanted to, sub in a different skill like a Molten Strike for tougher times, because mechanically, yeah, Wildstrike still sucks ass. As far as single target is concerned, you can make it do some better things like I've done to the best of my ability here. But mechanically, Molten Strike, I think, can do something like 2 to 4 times more damage with a similar setup. So this is where the part of the video gets a little bit messy, because we're just going to be standing around simulacruming, and there's going to be a lot of mobs on screen and a lot of projectiles and stuff, and this type of content is where it does pay off to get additional strikes in the build. So we get 1 additional from the mastery, and then if you can get 2 additional from your gloves, that means you got 3 additional strikes, and that means pretty much always I'm throwing out 4 wild strikes onto the screen, and that's where you get a lot of clear, a lot of sustain, and it also helps you kill the actual bosses themselves, because 1v1, you're just providing 1 strike out there. When there's a boss and a few other mobs on screen, you are kind of essentially shotgunning. When there's 2 bosses on screen, you're basically doubling your damage, because you're always just attacking 2 things at once, getting 2 wild strikes out there. So these are like the highest waves, 25 plus and wave 30 and stuff like that, and with any map mod, I just straight up wasn't even looking at the mods of the Simulacrum. I'd just run in, click it, and do my best to face tank and stuff, and the energy shield basically never moves because I've got 15% ES on kill, so it might be moving, but it doesn't look like it. On top of that, we've got instant leech, which does a lot, and on top of that, ghost shrouds. But the defensive setup of just a lot of evasion, the fortify, and the large ES buffer is just really huge for this sort of situation. The worst Simulacrum mods were the ones that gave you more damage reduction, so I think this is wave 30 and it had like some lightning res and maybe some crit damage reduction, stuff like that. So the worst ones are the ones where things live for longer, and that still didn't seem to matter too much to Wildstrike in this situation. With this type of a character, it just shit on everything all the same. So it was an absolute dream for Simulacrum, definitely the easiest wave 30s I've ever done, and even just actual realistic chance of wanting to farm some Simulacrum because of it being that decent. And if Simulacrum's just comfy, put something else on the other monitor, then it's not too bad of a thing to be doing. Yeah, it's okay content to farm. And then just a couple of mavens here. So I did do a lot of uber farming in the end. You can see the DPS. When you've got your focus up and the right things going, it can be okay. It's still nothing mind-blowing. This is like on the high end of the DPS. But for the most part, it's more about the defenses in this build. Either way, you can put any skill into this setup and have some good success, and if you really build heavily into Molten Strike instead, like I said, something like 2 to 4 times more DPS. You could also build heavily into Energy Blade with a similar sort of setup, and once again get even more DPS. But this is an int stack dagger version. with a synthesized dagger. You could also go claws with Hand of Wisdom in action, and that would just be a much easier build to set up. But currently it's very quick and easy to interchange other skills. Putting in Molten Strike with no other changes, this is like a bad version of the Molten Strike. Already feels like it's about twice as good. So like I said, if you optimize and you can just slot in other skills and stuff, it can be really, really strong. And Molten Strike isn't the best for clear, so Wildstrike's going to be much nicer for that, and overall just feel like a cooler skill. But you can definitely chop and change and try out other skills, and Molten Strike would probably be the best for single target. Either way, I thoroughly look forward to making more int-stack Tricksters in the future. This thing was just glorious, and I'm going to leave you with my first Uber Elder with Maven on there, so enjoy the long-ass fight. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. I don't know what I can actually tank here and what I can't. Like, you know, all the proj and stuff. Let's see. Seems, yeah, it hurts. Can I tank the Shaper Balls? To some extent. I mean, my Ghost Shrouds are doing what they're supposed to. I'm aware of it. You quit fucking Vitality burning? Very not cool. Oh my god, fuck off, Maven. You have to do so many phases now. I might respec the Mark Mastery. But yeah, I don't get slowed because Trickster. Still gets affected by Grasping Vines by the looks of it, which is kind of dumb. Might be fucked, yeah. Man, we are thick. I don't remember. Guess what changes this thing would have. Fucking hell, dude. Download.